Good morning, my dear students. Welcome back to Social Science online teaching classes from Vishwamanava Residential High School. I am Mahabubi, your social science teacher. My dear students, today we are going to discuss business studies part of the first lesson, that is management of business. In this lesson, we are going to discuss meaning of management, what are the principles of management, and what are the functional areas of management, and the last what are the importance of decision making and its process. These points we are going to learn in this class. Okay, my dear students, let's start. Management. My dear students, management is essential for all organisms. It is essential for all organizations like big or small, profit or non-profit, manufacturing or service sector. It is essential for all types of organizations, big or small, profit or loss, manufacturing or service sectors. Understand? Now, we understand what is mean by management. Management. The term management is used in different senses. Generally, the term management is used to refer the principles of managing the activities of an enterprise. It is also used to refer a field of learning or a branch of knowledge is called as management. Principles of managing the activities of an enterprise, the nothing but, and it is also used to a field of learning, any kind of field, a field of learning or a branch of knowledge that can be called as management. Understand? That is the general meaning of a management. Then, definitions of management according to J.L. Hens. Management is an art of getting things done through other people. My dear students, according to J.L. Hens has defined, it is kind of art. It is kind of art getting things done through other peoples that can be called as management. Then another definition according to George or Terry. According to George or Terry, management is a distance process. It is a distance process consisting of planning, organizing, achieving, and controlling performance to determine the objects by use of people and resources, then can be called as a management. It is nothing but planning, organizing, controlling, controlling performance to determine the objects by use of people and the resources, that can be called as management according to George or Terry. Understand? From the above definition, it is clear that the management is the process of getting predetermined things done through the effects of people. My dear students, management is the process of getting predetermined things done through the effects of others, done through the effects of peoples. Understand? Then management is sum total of the principles and functions: planning, organizing, staffing, directing, coordinating, and controlling. These are the principles, functions of management. My dear students, these are the meaning and definitions of management. Then let's move on. Principles of management. Very important. What are the principles of management? The Henry Fayol has suggested by the principles of management. For smooth and efficient management of a business concern, certain principles are necessary to be followed. The following principles are suggested by Henry Fayol. One is division of labor. Second one is authority and responsibility. Third one is discipline. Fourth one is unity of command. Fifth one is unity of direction. Sixth one is subordinating of individual interest to general interest. Seventh one is remuneration of personnel. Then eighth one is centralization. Ninth one is scalar chain, and 10th one is equity. These are the principles of management. My dear students, let us discuss one by one. The first one is principles of management, that is division of labor. My dear students, the division of labor or work, division of work. Work has to be divided among the employees. All of you know that in any kind of work has divided among the employees in any field. The division of work leads to specialization and efficiency. It minimizes the wastage and maximize the production and profit. Understand? Minimize the wastage and maximize the production and profit. Then second one is authority and responsibility. This principles refers to the authority and responsibility, which are the combination of official authority and personal responsibility. The combination of official authority and the combination of personal responsibility. Both combination and personal with the intelligence. It goes to intelligence, experience, moral, etc. Understand? Then third one is discipline. This principles refers to the managerial authority. Discipline among the officials and subordinates at all levels. This discipline required by the superior should be clear and firm. That is discipline of management. Then fourth one is unity of command. Very important. This principles that an employee should receive orders from one superior only. That is command. Then unity of direction. This principle means the unity of direction. Each and every group of activities, each group of activities having the same object. Each group of activities having the same object must have one head and one plan. That is the direction of unity. In the direction of unity, we can see one head is there and only one plan. That is unity of direction. Then sixth one is subordinating of individual interest to general interest. The subordination of individual interest to general interest. This principle tells the management should minimize the individual difference. The management should minimize the individual difference and should not allow difference to block the fulfillment of general goals of the organization. minimizing the individual difference, that is individual interest to general interest. Then seventh one is remuneration of personnel. The remuneration and methods of payment should be minimize satisfaction to the employees in the field of the management. Then eighth one is centralization. Centralization, it is the authority of concentration. It is the authority of a centralized, so that it gives overall else. Then ninth one is scalar change. Scalar chain. Every enterprise should have graded authority. Every enterprise we can see have graded superior or subordinate relationship. The authority and responsibility of superiors in relation to the subordinates at various levels should be clear defined. That is scalar chain. And 10th one is equity. There must be fair dealing, accommodation or cooperative attitudes among the common employees and managers. That is equity. These are the principles of management. One is division of work, authority and responsibility, discipline, unity of command, unity of direction, subordinating of individual interest to general interest, remuneration of personnel, centralization, scalar chain, equity, stability of security to personnel, initiative, etc. These are the principles of management. And spread the crops, very important. The another principles of management, that is spread the crops. It is based on the principles unity is strength. The spread the crop, it is based on the principles of unity is strength. The need for teamwork and importance communication is obtaining the spread the crops. These are the principles of management. Then let's move on. Another important concept in this lesson, that is functional areas of management. My dear students, functional areas of management. What are the functions of management? I already told what are the principles of management. The next, what are the functional areas of management? Management is concerned with the getting things done through the effects of other peoples. It is concerned with getting things one done through the effects of others. To get the work done through others, the management has to undertake a number of activities in a systematic manner. These systematic activities are called managerial functions. What is managerial functions? The management has to undertake number of activities. Management has to take number of activities in a systematic manner. These systematic activities are called as managerial function. Understand? The managerial function can be broadly classified into 6 areas. Managerial functions can be broadly classified into 6 areas. One is planning. Second one is organizing. Third one is staffing. fourth one is directing, fifth one is coordinating, and sixth one is controlling. These are the various functional areas of management. Let us discuss one by one. Planning. Planning, it is the most important functional areas of management, my dear students. The process of planning includes determination of organizational objectives and formulation of plans, policies, strategies, programs, procedures, and schedules. First of all, in any kind of activities, in any kind of business, the process of planning is most important. Understand? Then second one is organization. Organization, very important in the functional areas of management. It is the process of bringing together the manpower. It is the process of bringing together manpower and material resources. Material resources are machine and materials. Understand? The main purpose of organizing areas of managerial function. The manpower together into working order to achieve their objects. The manpower together into working in order to achieve their objects of the management. Then third one is staffing. It is the function concerned with requirement, selection, placement. It gives the training, growth and development of all members of the organization. That is staffing. Then fourth one is directing. Directing, it is nothing but guiding, supervising. Understand? It is the area of functional management where the instructing, guiding, supervising and leading the people of an organization towards accomplishment of the organizational goals. Then fifth one is coordinating. Coordinating, it is the most important in any kind of business. It is the arrangement of group effects to provide unity of actions of the common purpose. Then the last one is controlling. It is an important area of a managerial function. It covers almost all the management activities. The controlling, it covers almost all in any kind of management activities. All of you know that. It keeps check on other functional of management. Controlling check the other functions of management. It is the functions that every manager in the organization has to perform. These are the major functional areas of management: planning, organizing, staffing, directing, coordinating and controlling. The next main objectives of controlling areas. What are the main objectives of controlling areas? In the controlling managerial functions, what are the main objectives of controlling areas? My dear students, to create atmosphere of order and discipline in the organization to proper coordination of activities. Then to ensure actual performance to achieve the increase of overall efficiency of a organization. These are the functional areas of management. Then let's move on. Very important concept in this lesson, that is decision making process. What is mean by decision making? Very important. My dear students, decision making can be regarded as the mental process. Decision making can be regarded as mental process resulting in the selection of a course of action among several activities is called as decision making. It is nothing but regarded as the process resulting in the selection of course of any kind of action among several activities is called as decision making. Understand? Then need for decision making process. Each business organization has its own goals and objectives. All of you know that each business organization, in any kind of business organization, has its own goal is there and has its own objectives. In order to achieve these objectives and goals, in the business organization has taken in any kind of decision. Understand? There are number of choices available in a smaller matter. Their number of choices are very important available in smaller matter also. Then suppose a businessman has to transport goods. He has to take a decision about mode of transportation. Whether to send the goods through a track, tempo, train or by air. In businessman, suppose take examples of a businessman has transport the goods from one place to another place. Understand? He has to take a decision about a mode of transportation. I whether to send the goods through track, tempo, train or by air. That is decision making. That is the best example. Understand? He has to choose one among the several alternatives. Alternatives should be best situated and economical. It is based on the decision which the businessman has taken. Understand? Today, India has a very diverse set of successful business institution. In our country has a very successful business institution. In the coming years, in the next years, understand, India will be properly more premium to combinating of institutional planning with analyzing decision taking styles and organizational culture. My dear students, the decision making can be broadly classified into two types. Decision making can be broadly classified into two types. One is individual decisions, second one is group decisions. Very important, individual decision and group decision. We already learned what is meaning of decision making. Decision making, it is the process of resulting in the selections of a course of action among several activities is called as decision making. Understand? Then, what are the types of decision making? Decision making has broadly classified into two types. One is this individual decision and group decisions. My dear students, individual decisions means in a small business organizations like sole trading concern, in a small business organization, any kind of business organization, it takes only part of individual. It is individual who takes the decision. They are called as individual decision. Understand? In any small business organization, for example, take a provision store. In any small business organization like a sole trading concern, it is the sole trading concern. It is the individual take a own decision how to manage. They are called individual decisions. Understand? The next, group decisions. Decision making by a group of people. One people to another people has to decide their ideas, decide their thoughts. In the case of partnership firms and board of directors, as in the case of joint stock. Cooperative society or group are called group decisions. Here a number of people take part in the taking it decisions. My dear students, group decisions means decision making by a people of group as in case of partnership. As a case of partnership in any kind of business, firms and board of directors as in the case of giant stock companies or cooperative societies are called as a group's decisions. In group decisions, a number of people take a part in the decisions of the management. These are the kinds or types of decision making or decision process. Then let's move on. What are the important elements of decision making? Very important. What are the important decisions? What are the important elements of decision making? First one is establishment goal. The important elements of decision making, any kind of management, the first establishment of goals. Goal or aim, that is the most important element of decision making. Understand? Then defining task. Second one is defining task. Then third one is searching for alternatives. Fourth one is developing plans. Fifth one is rational thinking and reasoning. Fifth one is situation. Sixth one is evaluation. Establishing goals, defining tasks, searching for alternatives, developing plans, rational thinking and reasoning, situation and evaluation. These are the most important elements of decision making. Understand? And decision making importance. What are the importance of decision making? We already learned what is meaning of decision making, what are the types of decision making, what are the important elements of decision making. Now let's move on. What are the importance of decision making? My dear students, decision making solves many problems in the business organization. In business organization, the decision making solve many problems. In any kind of problems, decision making has been solved. When an appropriate decision can be bring profit to the organization, a wrong decision can result is a loss. A wrong decision can result in loss. Understand? The following points are to keep in mind decision makings. One is time factor. The wrong decision can result is loss. One is time factor. Second one is experience. Third one is wisdom. Fourth one is fairness. Fifth one is boldness. Sixth one is clarity. These are the following points. Keep it in mind. Importance of decision making. Understand? Time factor, experience, wisdom, firmness, boldness, clarity. Then, solving a problem is directly linked with decisions. These problems have solved directly with the decisions. Then, the following factors are kept in mind while taking decision making. First one is analyzing the problem. Second one is planning of course of action. Third one is maintaining courage and patience. Fourth one is frostedness, and sixth one is ability to take quick and wise decisions. These are the following factors. Solving a problem is directly linked with the decisions. The following factors. These are the important elements and importance of decision making. Understand? My dear students, in this class, we have learned what is meaning of management, what are the definitions of management, what are the principles of management, and what are the functional areas of management, and what is decision making, what are the important elements of decision making, what are the types of decision making, and what are the importance of decision making and its process. These points we have learned in this class. Okay, my dear students, in the business studies part 1 lesson, management of business chapter is completed. My dear students, thank you.